What's up, programmers? Welcome back. So today's pattern which we will be looking at is this pattern. Now this pattern is actually a little different from the patterns that we have did. Now here we start out with 1 stars, and then in the second row we print 3, then 5, then 7, then 9. So we are printing on a particular row we are printing the odd number of stars on each row. Okay, so let's look how this will look on our screen. So this is our row section and this is our column section. We start out with 1 star and continue with 3, 5, 7 and 9. So if you look at any particular given row, now the number of stars that are to be printed is actually dependent on our row. Now how does it depend on row? Now see, if you see, you may think that this one and this one, okay, I get this one, now this two, and but here there are three. How do I get this? So for this we start out with 1, we need to multiply this by 2, so our answer is 1 into 2 is 2, and we need to subtract it by 1. Okay, so I'll take a little bit complicated one. Now if you want to know how many stars we want to print on our fourth row, now 4 into 2, that is 8. 8 minus 1, which is equal to 7. So in this one we are printing 7 stars. So for any particular row that we want to find how many stars we want to print, we use this formula, that is row into 2 minus 1. So on the fifth row we'll be printing 5 into 2, which is 10, minus 1, that is 9 stars we'll be printing. So this is how we find out the numbers of stars to be printed on any particular row. So let's jump into the code and start coding this. So as you can see, I've just written down a few things, that is I took the input for number of rows from the user and main and the stdio, the basic stuff I wrote down. So now we need to start out. The very first thing is the loop for our rows. Now I just declared a few variables. This is for our outer loop for the row. Now this is for our spaces printing and this is for our stars printing. So we'll start our row from 1 and this will go till the number of rows we want to print. So now the first thing that we need to do is we need to print spaces. Now I forgot to mention the spaces, but I assume you found it out that we were having spaces over here. So we start with 4 spaces, 3, 2, 1, and the same spacing strategy will be used that we used in our previous videos. So a loop for our spacing. Now for this I'll be using the call space variable, which will start out by number of rows minus the row that we currently are on. Now if you recollect, this is the same loop that we are using from maybe 3 or 4 previous videos patterns that we did. So now we'll jump on to our stars part, where our main the different things come over here. Now for this I'll be using our column star, which I have to start from 1. And now if you remember the formula was row into 2 minus 1. So we need to print the stars for row into 2 minus 1 times. So I'll put this condition, so your column star is less than or you're equal to the row that we are currently on into 2 minus 1. Now this is the formula that I showed you in the presentation that we have used. So now we have even successfully written our loop for our stars. Now the only thing that is left, that is we need to print our star. So we have done our pattern for one line. So now let's go to the next line. So this is done by our \n, and I am thinking we have successfully did it. So let's compile to see if we have any errors. So no errors. So now let's run it. Let's try printing say 5 rows. So as you can see, we have properly printed 5 rows. Now let's try for a larger number, say 10. Now you can see that we have properly printed our rows. So we have successfully implemented this code. So that's it for this tutorial. Now before we go out, I want you guys to try out this pattern. Okay, so this is a similar pattern. In the pattern which we did today had increasing, we were doing this in ascending order. Now we need to do it in descending order. If you understood this code, you can easily implement this code. Now using both of these codes, we'll be doing a diamond shape pattern in the next tutorial, so please do try this out. So that's it for this tutorial. See you next time. Please do subscribe to our channel, like our videos, put your suggestions in our comment section, and if you have any doubts or any patterns that you want, please do also put it in the comment section. Thank you.